All right, class, go ahead and pull out your English notebooks and turn to the page about literary elements. We're going to be adding to that today. All right, I'm glad you guys came in quickly and quietly and you got your notebooks today. That makes me very happy. All right, so we're going to be adding to it today two things. One is a synonym and the other is a metaphor. Now, they kind of go hand in hand, and we're going to get into that here in just a second. But first, I want to get some input. Does anybody know what a synonym is?
I thought you said cinnamon.
Okay, I know it's really hard to say.
Since I'm an English language learner.
Let's say it together as a class. Synonym. Synonym. Does anybody know what a synonym is?
Something similar?
Something. Wow, that was great. You must have already known. You did say that with some inflection in your voice, like you weren't totally sure, but I'm glad you went out on a limb. And yes. So something similar.
What does similar mean?
Similar means the same.
Yo habla español. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Anyways, okay. So the same. Two things that are the same. So pens are similar in the regard that they can both write. Okay, they can both write things. They both have ink. Okay. Nextly, a metaphor.
Metaphor.
Can anybody tell me what a metaphor is?
Is it different?
Okay, one would think that because we're talking about a synonym, so you might think that the opposite of that is metaphor. It's actually an antonym, but we're not going to worry about that today, okay?
Okay.
Okay, metaphor, it's comparing two things, okay? So we will dive into that in just a second. I will show you exactly how each of these work, okay, how these literary devices work, okay? So a comparison of two things.
Oh, I get it now.
Okay. All right, so those are two vocab words. So write these down. Write this brief definition down as we continue in the lesson. If you want to add on to it as we get more into the lesson, feel free. Okay, so the goals for the lesson today is we are going to create a list of descriptions. Okay, and we're going to come up with synonyms and metaphors. Okay, so if I say the boy has dark hair, we're going to try and find another way to say dark hair, okay, as a class. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If I say the boy is tall, Michael, how else can I say? What's another word for tall?
High.
Okay, height. Tall, or, I mean, you can even say large, right? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Large, tall, okay. Big. So there's different words, there's different ways to say the same thing, right? Okay, and then we'll get into metaphors, because sometimes you might want to change up to a phrase. So instead of tall, you know, they're building like. That was kind of a poor metaphor, but buildings are very large, right? Okay. So the goal for the lesson is to learn how to use synonyms and metaphors to enhance. And what does enhance mean?
Add to.
Add to, make better. Okay, so to make our writing better when we write. Okay, so I'm going to show you an image of somebody, of a notable celebrity, and we're going to make a list of characteristics, physical, his attitude, his demeanor, based on, I mean, so these are things that you might get, you might collect from the media, you know, the people that take pictures of him and things like that, because he is a celebrity, the person I'm about to show you. Okay, so we're going to make a list of, and if you truly don't know who it is, that's fine. Just rattle off words about what you see. What is he wearing? Is his smile happy? Is it sad? Anything to describe this person, okay? Appropriately, please. If you don't like this person and what they do, I'm okay with that, but let's use appropriate words while we're in class, okay? All right, so first, who is this?
I knew it was going to be him.
For those that may not know, who is this a picture of?
That's Yeezy.
That's Kanye West. Yeezus, okay? For some people, it's Kanye West. Okay. So quickly, let's just throw out words to describe Kanye West, okay? I mean, anything. If you don't know, Michael, do you know who Kanye West is? Okay, I just thought this all confused.
Physical or just in general?
Anything you want, physical. Because if you don't know who he is, if you don't know anything about his music or his personal life based on what we see in the media, then you're not going to be able to talk about maybe his character that much. Okay, but you can start with physical and we can go from there. So physically, just start throwing out words to me.
He looks intense.
Intense.
He's bold.
Bold.
Also, he's black.
He is African American or black, yes.
He has a big ego. That's not how he looks, that's just how he is.
Big ego, okay.
He's creeping down the screen.
Yeah,
It's really funny.
He has
It's funny.
chains around his neck.
Okay,
Yeah.
and what would that? Yeah, he does. Well, I mean, we're just looking for one word. Take it.
Jewelry.
Jewelry, okay.
Wow, this comes out really well.
Jewelry.
That's spelled wrong.
Oh, no. Oh, there's no spell check on here, so I'm not even.
It's jewelry.
ELL.
Yeah.
Harry.
No, God. Are you an English teacher or what? Also, he's got a shaven head.
So bald, right?
But he's not bald.
Okay, shaved.
Okay, there we go.
All right. Anything else that you notice about him or?
I'm just laughing and he's creeping down the screen.
Goatee.
Goatee, okay.
He doesn't have a goat on him.
Yeah, he does. Here, and this one he does. It's hard to see because of the shadow, but he does.
Oh.
Anything else?
He's married to Kim Kardashian. His daughter's name is Northwest.
Alright. But does that describe him? No, we're just specifically talking about words to just want, words to describe him. Is he rich?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably pretty wealthy, right?
He's a good singer.
Okay, he's an artist, a musician, right? Musician, singer. Okay. Alright, so we created a list now, okay? So let's copy, delete it for a second, and we'll insert. Alright, so here's our list of words that we just came up with. Okay. So, together, let's think of other words or phrases that say the same thing. Okay? So this is what we call synonyms, right? Okay. So I would write this down in your journal here.
Okay.
Just make a little chart here. These are the words that we use to describe. The synonyms are on the other side. I'll spell them for you guys. Okay, these are where our synonyms are going to go. Okay. I don't know. Synonyms are okay.
So focused is one for intense,
So
right?
intense, so focused.
Yeah.
All right, bold. What's another word for bold?
Confident.
Confident.
Good word.
That's a great word. Black. Now, for this might be where we use a metaphor. Okay. Maybe some kind of phrase instead of saying black. But we might need to be really careful about this. Okay. Since we're talking about somebody's race and their skin color, okay?
African American.
So, okay, we can just say African American. That, and we get the same thing out of that. Okay.
Yeah.
But now let's go back to black though, and okay, because black is a color, right?
Uh-huh.
So if we're talking about my jacket is black, okay, how else could you maybe describe it? We're not talking about anybody's race anymore, okay, so now we're getting away from...
It's dark.
It's, okay, dark, okay. So in terms of describing something, it's dark, right? Okay. What about a big ego?
That is the same as confident,
Okay, yeah.
but it's
Since we already have that.
cocky.
Oh, cocky, okay. All right, so shaved. So now let's get away from personal characteristics here, or physical characteristics here. So shaved. What's another word or phrase or term to talk about something that has been shaved?
Bald.
Bald. Okay, bald. Possibly. All right, we're gonna skip goatee and some of these here. Oh, rich.
Wealthy.
Wealthy, I did say that earlier. Wealthy is a good one. It's another synonym. It means the same thing. Wealthy. Okay, so again, I see you guys are writing these down. These are definite words that we can use for later. Okay, in your writing. All right. So let me give you an example of a metaphor because we didn't really get into that just now. So a metaphor. Okay. So if I said that another celebrity, Emma Stone, has red hair. Okay, so I'm going to underline the characteristic that I'm talking about here, right there. Okay. So another way I could say that without even the use of the word red. Okay, here's my metaphor. All right, Emma Stone's hair is fire stricken. Okay.
It got burned?
Now you could maybe assume that. But fire stricken, it's red. Oh, you know what? For technicality's sake, because you brought it up, what's another way I could say that then instead of fire stricken, staying with fire? Since you have input, what else do you think?
The color of fire?
Hair is the color. Okay. A fire. Or I was gonna say, but you could even say fiery, right?
Yeah.
It's fiery. Okay, that's what I was gonna put. Great. Yes. Emma Stone's hair is the color of fire. It's we know the color of fire. It's usually
rojo.
Right? Right. Okay. So that is a metaphor. All right. So if we do another one, so money is green.
Oh.
Okay. So what's another way to say green phrase metaphor?
Money looks like a tree leaf.
Looks like a tree leaf. Now, you actually just gave me a simile because that's comparing two things using the words like or as, which we haven't discussed yet. So a metaphor compares two things without using those words. So how could you maybe change that without using the word like or as? Rachel, you know?
Money is green, and so are trees.
Money is green and so are trees. Okay, that's kind of a comparison here. So how about
Teacher, this is hard.
it is very hard, but you guys are contributing quality effort. All right, so I did give you a tough one. What things are green? Just start.
Grass.
Grass.
Caterpillars.
Tree, the board. Okay. Okay. So then money is, how about this? Money is emerald. How about something like that?
Ooh.
Emerald's green, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So are we clear in terms of synonyms? I know there's still some questions about metaphors. Are we clear in terms of synonyms?
Yeah.
Words that are alike?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm going to have you do in your groups, I'm going to have you compare. We're not going to worry about metaphors right now because I think that was a little too much today. I can just tell from the body language, and we'll go over that tomorrow. Okay. We'll reconvene with that tomorrow. Okay. Which is great. I'm glad you guys are honest with me. Okay. So what I'm going to have you do in your groups now, I'm going to have you pair up. Rachel and Michael, I'm going to have you pair up, and I'm going to have you guys describe each other with words, just briefly, and then make synonyms too. Okay, for those words. Does that make sense? Give me a thumbs up if you understand. Okay, so you guys pair together, just make maybe 2 or 3, and then some synonyms, and then share with the class. Okay.
Okay. We're at 14:30.
Okay. All right. So, all right. Just come up to you quickly.
Okay, got some.
You got something for each other?
Yeah.
Okay. So Rachel, your initial word for Michael.
Deaf.
Deaf. Okay. He's deaf. All right. Another one.
There was a bug. Can't hear.
So, okay, so you're saying that's a synonym for that?
Yeah,